So it's Captain V here, everyone. Hope everyone's going to have a great season. Today's the first day. We dropped Simply Better in. That's our 285 Conquest. It's a beautiful boat. We'll be doing some chartering with this offshore, near shore, inshore. We have our 32-foot center console that can accommodate 6 people. Real easy, real beautiful, plenty of space, plenty of accommodation. It's great. And that boat is going to be located out of Lindenhurst, Surfside. We're going to talk more about that a little later on. But I just want to touch base about first day in the water, because that's what we are. It's a first day in the water. It's a beautiful day. It's Saturday, I think April 17th. I don't even keep track of dates anymore. But so the boat's in the water first time. I'm a fisherman, so of course I've got to put a rod in the water as I'm testing things out. So although I do run my motors before I put them in the water, obviously, you know, when I do get the boat actually in the water, I bring them up to RPMs gradually, make sure everything's okay. If your boat has a little bit of a hesitation initially, you know, don't sound the alarm right away with that. A lot of times, because of the new fuel pumps and the fuel filters and stuff, it takes a little time for everything to get through the system. So you slowly bring it up to the RPM. Any shaking or hesitation should kind of go away once you get up there. Run the boat a little bit, you know, where it's comfortable. This boat runs comfortable around the 45 to 5100 RPM area. That's about 35 miles per hour. Once I do that, that shaking kind of goes away. I kind of bring the boat up to temperature a little bit, because remember, the boat is cold. And I back it down. I check to make sure that we don't have that hesitation anymore. We did not. Went away again, and we ran the water through. So some of the things I do, again, because I'm in the Great South Bay, I always throw a line out and I put it on autopilot as I check things out. It's not crowded out here now, so that's a great thing. And I know there's a bunch of little schoolie stripers around, so you never know. Have some fun, hook up while I'm playing with things here and testing things out. So one of the things I do is I look to see, make sure that my pumps are working. Nothing worse than going to go fishing and next you know, a pump doesn't work or something like that. And this one is working perfect. I turn that on. I open up my rear hatch, my bilge area. I want to make sure I don't have anything that's leaking or running, that we're in the water. I also put my generator on. If you have a generator, I highly recommend that you do not wait until you need your generator to actually run your generator. So I am running my generator now. I want to make sure it starts up good, that it's solid, runs well, and it is pretty quiet considering the hatch is up and stuff like that. I'm looking for good water flow, which I have there, so I know that the system is running clean. I don't see any particular leaks anywhere. Everything looks pretty good. So those are some of the things that I do. Also, it's a great time, you know, especially if your boat's wrapped, you check to make sure all that's good. Also, the whaler, what's special about a Boston whaler that I really love a lot is that we have drain plugs that you can pull out, and here's one of the problems you could see. This is why you do this. I got water coming in here, right? Which means a plug came out. And this is exactly why I do this check. Now, I didn't do this in here. I had some guys come in and clean up the boat, and you know, they might have hit this or something, and here is my gear getting wet. Perfect example why I do a check of everything when we go. Now I tighten that up in there, make sure that doesn't come out. Again, we're gonna have to pump this water out now. But this is why we do this stuff, right? I mean, whew. Obviously I'm not a happy camper that's all flooded, but what apparently happened is that they may have loosened that a little bit, and I wouldn't know until I'm in the water running and it popped out. Because I know, as you can see, that's a brand new one. I put that in myself and that was tight in there. So I don't know if they cleaned it and they loosened it, but whatever it may be, it's a situation where I now have water in there. So it's a good time to check this fish box pump, because I replaced it this season. So we'll go port side, See if it's pumping out. And it was replaced this season, and it is working. I can feel it pumping there, but it's really quiet. I mean, it's really quiet. I didn't think it was working for a second, but it is. Yeah, you can see it's stuff's getting sucked out and through it. So it is working. Wow, ultra quiet. I'm telling you what, you keep things a few years, they start making little noises, you get used to it. Then all of a sudden, it's time to change. And that just brings to the fact, like, if you notice, I have stuff in solid plastic here. This doesn't. This I just threw some of my Tony Maja gear in. But that's all, you know, in plastic. So if anything like that did happen, you know, all that's not getting wet and stuff. So I'm not freaking out. Look at that. It works beautiful. So we replaced that ourselves this year. It's also a great time to check your electronics. Look at that. We've got a headboat out here fishing, which is pretty exciting. I get excited for these guys, you know, making a living on the water. And so here we're just checking out our electronics to make sure everything's kind of working okay with them. I do have an upgrade I need to run. Anybody running Garmin, Garmin does have a recent update that came out in March. I know definitely for the Live Scope. I suspect for your other, you know, 76 and 86 series, there has been an update. So something to look forward to, and something you should definitely take care of. Put on autopilot, make sure it's working okay. This boat here is featured with the joystick. This here is a charging pad for your phone. The greatest thing since apple pie, probably the best thing we put on this boat, because now you don't have to worry about, you know, cables and everything like that. You literally just go and put it on your boat and you roll. Remember, if your boat, I think, is less than, I think, 25 feet, you know, don't quote me on that, or 26 feet, you got to be wearing your lanyard this year. I don't know how much they're going to enforce it, but it is a change for this year. Everything looks pretty good. I want to make sure I'm getting power. Forward bilge, no power. We want to check that out, see what the problem that is, because that should be working, and apparently it's not. Spreader lights are good. Wipers I'm not going to play with because I just changed those wipers and I don't think I locked them in. The vent works great. Spreader lights, good. Courtesy lights, good. Navigation lights, very important, good. Everything works. Horn, I'm not going to beep it because we have a boat passing us right now and we don't want to sound the horn, give a false warning of any kind. So we're in pretty good shape, except the forward bilge is not working. So we're going to see what that issue is there, and that's the reason why we take the boat out and we check it out. It obviously worked at the end of last season, not working now. We'll fix that in the next day or so, make sure it is. And that's it. We'll talk more about this boat and what it can do and the capabilities of the boat and some of the cool features such as the live scope that we have here as the season rolls on. All right, everyone. Captain V here with AllPro. Gonna have a great season. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. We're gonna be a lot more active this year than in the seasons in the past. We're gonna have a lot of fun with everybody. I'll see you on the water. Look at this beautiful sight. This is what it's all about right here.